Let's start with this problem. Problem number 3. All we have to do here is to determine the net capacitance or the total capacitance or the equivalent capacitance of that network. So for you to be able to get the net capacitance of these capacitors of the given network, we have to start our analysis from the end. So if you say start the analysis from the end, you may start from the bottom to up or from right to left. Now for this na problem, so we are given with 3 capacitors. So saan po tayo mag-uumpisa ng ating analysis? You can start from the bottom to top or you can start from right to left. For easy po na analysis, we will start po from bottom to top. So from bottom, there you can see 0.30 microfarad. So ang uunahin po natin gawa ng paraan is hahanapan po natin siya ng partner niya na capacitor. I-make sure po ninyo ng partner na capacitor po niya should be close to that capacitor or dapat po loyal siya. Dapat po feasible siya as partner at hindi dapat siya sa lawahan. Dapat po stick to one siya sa magiging partner niya. So, from 0.30 microfarad, if you can notice, meron po siyang dalawang capacitors na pwede. We can have 10 microfarad and we can have 2.5 microfarad. Kasi pag dito ka pumasok, pag dito siya pumasok daw, this is just an analogy ha, para mas maintindihan ng lahat. Pag dito siya pumasok daw, mag-split po siya into 2. So, ang isa doon, ang isa doon. So, hindi pwede yun na ang isang capacitor ay mag-split siya 2 just to accommodate our or other 2 na mga capacitors. So, hindi po pwede yung assumption natin dito. So, with that, skip muna tayo kay 0.30, proceed muna tayo kay 2.5. Again, from the end. So, from right to left. So 2.5. So, sino ba ang pwede na makapartner ni 2.5 microfarad? So, si 2.5 microfarad, kung dito siya sa ibaba, papasok siya dito, tapos maghahati siya into 2 na naman. So, ito at saka ito, hindi yun pwede. So, doon tayo sa taas. So, si 2.5 papasok siya sa node na to, yung isa lalabas dyan, wala naman po siyang other elements na doon. Dito naman, meron siyang other element and that is 2 microfarad. So, yung pinaka-feasible na partner ni 2.5 is not 0.30 microfarad but it is 10 microfarad. Ito yung sinasabi ko sa inyo na closest sa element or closest kay 2.5 at yung feasible partner dapat ni 2.5 should be somehow stick to 1, should be loyal. Dapat hindi siya sa lawahan. So, ang pinaka naging suwak po sa requirement natin na magiging partner ni 2.5 microfarad is si 10 microfarad. Next to finding its partner, we have to assess whether the connection is parallel or series. So, for 2.5 and 10 microfarad, are they in series or are they in parallel connection? Obviously, they are in parallel connection. So, if you have already assessed and if you have already determined the connection between these two capacitors, ang mangyayari po niyan, magbabago po ang kanyang diagram. So, what will happen to the diagram? Those two capacitors na nirelate natin sa isa't isa, magiging isa na lang. So, the two become 1. So, what will happen to our diagram? Ito po. So, ito pa rin po sa 0.30 microfarad na naghihintay lamang po sa isang tabi. So, since napag-isipan po natin na gawing isa sa 10 microfarad at 2.5 microfarad, we will now determine the capacitance or the net capacitance of these two capacitors. So, since they are connected in parallel, all we have to do is to add lamang po. So, 10 microfarad plus 2.5 microfarad, that equals 12.5 microfarad. Yung naging isang capacitor, meron na po siyang bagong capacitance na 12.5 microfarad. At bagong capacitor na po iyan. So, that's it. So, balik na po tayo sa analysis natin na from the end. So, si 0.30 microfarad ngayon, hahanapan natin ulit siya ng partner. At ang pinaka-feasible na partner niya ay walang iba kundi si 12.5 microfarad. So, these two now becomes 1. So, ito na po yung kanyang resulting diagram. So, nasa final phase na po tayo ng ating analysis or ng ating calculation. So, since 0.30 microfarad and 12.5 microfarad are connected in series, and since they are just two capacitors in our diagram, so we can use the formula C sub T equals, where T there is the total capacitance, equals C sub 1. So, nag-denote lang po ako ng mga letter denotations kasi hindi naman po siya directly given sa problem. So, nag-assume na lang po ako. C sub 1 times C sub 2 over C sub 1 plus C sub 2. This is my C sub 1 and this is my C sub 2. Substitution, 0.30 microfarad times 12.5 microfarad divided by 0.30 microfarad plus 12.5 microfarad. Since lahat naman po ng mga given values po natin are in microfarad, so it is safe also to solve our expression without including the microfarad in our calculator. So, okay lang po iyon kasi lahat naman sila naka-microfarad. So, let me just key in 0.30 times 12.5 divided by 0.30 plus 12.5. So, yung answer ko po dito is 0.296875 microfarad. So, C sub T now becomes 0.29 microfarad. Ladies and gentlemen, this is our final answer. Now, if you want to use the formula that I have presented to you just a while ago in calculating the net capacitance of the capacitors connected in series, the other one or the other formula, yung C sub T is equal to 1 over C sub 1 plus 1 over C sub 2. So, 1. So, okay lang din po. So, let's try. 1 over C sub T equals 1 over, the C sub 1 is 0.30 microfarad plus 1 over C sub 2 is 12.5 microfarad. So, let's perform po the expression on the right-hand side of our equation. So, 1 divided by 0.30 microfarad plus 1 divided by 12.5 microfarad. That is 3,413,333.333 farad. So, cross multiplication lang po tayo. 1 equals 3,413,333.333 farad times C sub T. So, divide both side by, so 3,413,333.333 farad. So, cancel out, cancel out. So, our C sub T is 0.296875 microfarad, which is also the same with our previous answer. Proceed po tayo sa problem number 4 po natin. So, there we are given with 3 na capacitors. So, again, this time we'll start from right to left. So, hahanapan po natin ng partner si 2.5 microfarad. Sad to say, wala pong partner si 2.5 microfarad kasi po si 0.30 microfarad ay nakagapos na po kay 10 microfarad. Same is true for 10 microfarad, nakagapos na po siya kay 0.30 microfarad. Bakit po? Kasi the 10 microfarad is the closest po na capacitor kay 0.30 microfarad. At si 10 microfarad ay makakapagbigay lamang po ng tunay na pagmamahal at ang loyal na pagmamahal kay 0.30 microfarad. So with that, let's just turn these two na capacitors into one capacitor, and that becomes this na diagram. Ito na kayo si 2.5 microfarad. And let's solve 0.30 microfarad and 10 microfarad. They are connected in series. So since dalawa lamang po sila, so we can use the formula C sub T. So let me denote this one as C sub 1. At ito naman kay si C sub 2. So C sub T equals C sub 1 times C sub 2 divided by C sub 1 plus C sub 2. Substitution, C sub 1, that's 10 microfarad, times C sub 2, that's 0.30 microfarad, divided by C sub 1, it's 10 microfarad, plus C sub 2, that's 0.30 microfarad. Using your calculator, let's perform that expression. 10 times 0.30 divided by 10 plus 0.30. Answer for this is 0.291262135 microfarad. So we will just label this capacitor dito sa ating bagong diagram as 0.291262135. At dahil dyan, may pag-asa na po si 2.5 microfarad na makahanap ng kanyang partner sa katauhan at sa kabagayan. 0.291262135 microfarad. They are connected in parallel. So for us to solve the capacitance of these two capacitors connected in parallel, we just have to add the two values. The resulting diagram na po is ganyan, at nasa last phase na po tayo ng ating calculation or ng ating analysis. And let me have again C sub T here equals, i-add ko lamang po ha. So let me denote this one as C sub 1 and this one as C sub 2. So C sub 1 plus C sub 2. Substitution, 0.291262135 microfarad plus 2.5 microfarad. So yung C sub T po natin is 2.79126235 microfarad. Ladies and gentlemen, our final answer is 2.79 microfarad. Proceed po tayo sa problem number 5. So here we are given with that kind of network and of course their values of the capacitors. So fortunately, all of these capacitors are in picofarad. So at least walang nalihis ang landas. So sige po, so let's start our analysis from the end, and that's from right to left. So, si C sub 3 po natin ngayon, hahanapan po natin siya ng partner. Ang pinaka-closest, ang pinaka-feasible, ang pinaka-loyal sa C sub 3 ay si C sub 4. And they are connected in parallel. So, those two capacitors now become one. So, ang mangyayari po sa ating diagram, ito po. Ito na po yung ating C sub 3 at saka C sub 4. So, they are connected in parallel. Ang gagawin naman po natin is we have just to add their values. So, si C sub 3, 4 equals C sub 3 plus C sub 4. So, substitution, C sub 3, it's 4.0 picofarad plus our C sub 4, it's 5.0 picofarad. 4.0 picofarad plus 5.0 picofarad, that's 9.0 picofarad. Our new value here for C sub 34, it's 9.0 picofarad. Next, from C sub 34, hanapan po natin siya ng kanyang partner. Unfortunately, at this moment, hindi po siya makahanap ng partner niya kasi si C sub 1 at saka si C sub 2 ay natadhan ng maging isa. Let's calculate first the net capacitance of C sub 1 and C sub 2. Obviously, C sub 1 and C sub 2 are connected in parallel. So, these two capacitors now become 1. Ang mangyayari po sa ating network ay magiging ganito na po. Ito po kanina si C sub 34 at ito na ang bagong C sub 1, 2. So, for us to solve the C sub 1, 2, since they are connected in parallel, so i-add lang po natin sila. So, C sub 1 plus C sub 2. Substitution po tayo, C sub 1, that's 1.0 picofarad, plus, ang C sub 2 natin is 2.0 picofarad. So, si C sub 1, 2 now becomes 1 plus 2, it's 3.0 picofarad. So, let me label our capacitors with their capacitance values. For C sub 1, 2, we have 3.0 picofarad. For C sub 3, 4, that's 9.0 picofarad. Balik po tayo sa analysis natin from the end. So, 9.0 picofarad, hahanapan ulit natin siya ng kanyang sariling partner. Fortunately, may naiwan na lang po isang capacitor. And obviously, siya po yung kanyang partner. They are connected in series. So, yung ating dalawang capacitor now become 1. And let me denote this one as C sub T. So, since they are connected in series, we can use the formula C sub 34 times C sub 1, 2 divided by C sub 34 plus C sub 1, 2. Substitution po tayo, C sub 34, that's 9.0 picofarad, times C sub 1, 2, that's 3.0 picofarad, divided by C sub 34, 9.0 picofarad, plus C sub 1, 2, 3.0 picofarad. Lahat po sila naka-picofarad, so okay lang po na hindi nyo siya isali yung ating picofarad sa calculation. Pero you have to include picofarad po later sa ating final answer. So let's perform 9 times 3 divided by 9 plus 3. So C sub T equals 2.25 unit is picofarad. Since meron tayong dalawang digits after decimal point, so that already serves na po as our final answer. Ladies and gentlemen, this is our final answer. Proceed po tayo sa last problem po natin this morning on the capacitors connected in series and in parallel. So there we have a more complicated na network. So for us to solve the net capacitance of all of these capacitors, we have again to start an analysis from right to left. Sige po. So, start po tayo kay 15 microfarad. So, 15 microfarad, hahanapan po natin siya ng partner niya at ang pinaka-dual kay 15 microfarad at ang feeling natin pinaka-loyal is 0.75 microfarad. They are connected in parallel and these two capacitors become 1. Let me redraw our diagram. Okay? So, ayan na po. So, si 0.75 microfarad at saka si 15 microfarad become 1. Yan na po itong capacitor na may missing na value. They are connected in parallel. So, all we have to do is to add lamang po our two capacitors. So, that is 0.75 microfarad plus 15 microfarad. So, magbunyi ang lahat kasi lahat po ng ating mga SI prefixes na andyan sa ating network ay naka-micro. So, okay lang po. Hindi siya gaanong labad. That's 15.75 microfarad. Okay, next. So, makikita na po natin na somehow simple na po yung ating network. So, from 15.75 microfarad, hahanapan po natin siya ng ating partner. At ang pinakamalapit at ang pinaka-visible, si 1.5 microfarad. And these two capacitors now become 1 and they are connected in series. So, let me redraw the diagram. Ayan po. So, they are connected in series. So, if they're connected in series, then all we have to do is to use the formula C sub 1 times C sub 2 over C sub 1 plus C sub 2. Substitution, C sub 1, that's 1.5 microfarad times C sub 2, that's 15.75 microfarad divided by 1.5 microfarad plus 15.75 microfarad. So let's perform that operation. 1.5 times 15.75 divided by 1.5 plus 15.75. Answer po natin dito is 1.369565217 microfarad. Yung value po natin dito, it's 1.369556517 microfarad. Next po is, pwede po nating unahin po muna natin ito. Ayan. Para later, kung mauna po itong 5.0 microfarad and 3.5 microfarad, ang lalabas po na diagram is ito. Ganito na po yung diagram na yan. And kung mapapansin po natin, yung mga capacitors po sa diagram na to are connected in parallel. Automatically, we can use the formula C sub 1 plus C sub 2 plus C sub 3 simply because they are connected in parallel. So, parang mas madali siya at mas efficient siya kung baga. So, these two capacitors become 1. So, mangyayari po sa diagram po natin, maging ganyan na po siya. Ayan. So, this is 8.0 microfarad. At ito naman is si 1.36956517 microfarad. So, 5.0 microfarad and 3.5 microfarad are connected in series. So, ang formula po na gagamitan po natin is C sub 1 times C sub 2 over C sub 1 plus C sub 2. Substitution lamang po, C sub 1, that it depends on how will you denote po our capacitors. So for me, C sub 1, that's 5.0 microfarad times C sub 2, it's 3.5 microfarad divided by, si C sub 1 po natin is 5.0 microfarad plus 3.5 microfarad. 5 times 3.5 divided by 5 plus 3.5. So, meron po tayong value na 2.0588823 microfarad. So, I will just write lang po the value of our new capacitor here, 2.058823529 microfarad. Ayan po. So, meron na po tayong tatlong capacitors connected in parallel. So, napakasimple na lamang po niyan kasi ang resulting po natin na diagram is ganito na po siya. And for us to solve that one, we just have to get the summation of all those capacitances. So, we have 2.0588823 microfarad plus 8.0 microfarad plus 1.3695 65,217 microfarad. So 2.058823529 plus 8 plus 1.3695 65,217. Answer po natin, it's 11.42838875 microfarad. Or, our final answer, it's 11.43 microfarad. So, ladies and gentlemen, this is our final answer.